What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I am just your average Joe day trader. Hey guys, it is Sunday night. We are about 4 minutes from market open at 8 p.m. so we can see what's going to happen with the S&P 500 when we resume back into the 24-hour market. And I'm excited to see if we're going to experience a gap up or a gap down. There's been a lot in the news riding off Friday into the weekend about tariffs, about a 35% tariff on Canada. There's a bunch of different tariff opportunities and discussions with some other countries. So we don't really necessarily know how the market's going to be affected by all that, but we do know for a fact that tariff talk is back and it is real. Now, here's the thing. Many people, many investors are scared by the tariff talk. They believe that tariff talks, the tariff war, this trade, opportunity, this conflict between the administration, the White House, and all these other countries is going to cause the market to dump again. But we have seen, based on the prior results of the initial April 2nd Liberation Day tariffs, yes, the market did run back down. There was some significant drops in stocks. But guys, what do we do when the market drops like that? Buy the dip, buy the low. Everything's on discount. We saw on Friday a pretty good size sell-off. Even the S&P 500 had a bit of a sell-off going into Friday and recovered a little bit through the day. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens tonight as the market opens in about 2 minutes. I'm going to keep my charts open and ready to go because I want to, together, we're going to see what's going to happen with the market. And I'm on the 5-minute chart, so it'll be interesting to see any type of gap up or gap down. But I wanted to share with you while we're waiting for the market to open, I wanted to share with you guys a couple things. Number one, we're back in earnings seasons. We have a couple tomorrow, but mainly on Tuesday, we have some really awesome opportunities for earnings. So, if you play earnings like I like to, please go. There's a video. This is it right here. Go click on that video and watch about earnings, how to play earnings if you've never done that before, or watch it to gain some understanding of what it's like to play earnings. I like to play earnings because many of the stocks, when you watch what happens when earnings are announced, if they drop down by a considerable amount, then usually, with the exception of few, usually those stocks within either a couple hours or a day or so, they will recover back to where they sold off from. And so there's the potential there on a bad earnings result to make at least a few dollars per share as it recovers back. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you, in my opinion, and based on how I trade earnings, what happens for me. But most of them have some pretty good results. And then there's a lot of earnings results that look pretty good. Companies that really look pretty good. So we're going to have, let's see here. We're getting ready. We're a couple seconds away from opening up. Let's see what happens here. Do we see a gap up? Do we see a gap down? Guys, never done this sort of live before, so I'm kind of excited to show you. Okay, I'm already hearing some clicking, which means that we have hit the 8 o'clock mark. And we did. And let's see what's going to happen here. Let's go to 1 minute. Oh my goodness. Did it already gap down? That is our gap down, guys. Look at this. So the market closed. Yep, that's what happened at 623.62. And look at this drop, guys, immediately to 621.29. So we're just going to leave this up on the screen while we talk a little bit about different earnings plays. But a huge drop down in the S&P 500, a huge gap down. And let's see, it's only $2 per share, but we'll see if through the night into the pre-market, if we recover. But obviously, we're seeing the sentiment of what's happening with the news and the things that came along with the weekend. So let's talk a little bit. We'll leave that up on the screen. And you can see here, this is the 1 minute chart. We're back in, we got a green candle. So there's, potentially is going to push it back up. We'll just stick with the 5 minutes so we can watch that. But let's talk earnings for a minute. So guys, I'm going to put that up on the screen here as well. So you see that a lot of the financial institutions are what's going to be playing earnings this week. Let's see, we've got Citibank, Wells Fargo. We've got WAFD Bank, I've not heard of that one. Fulton Financial, oh, JP Morgan and Chase, huge. Okay, those are Tuesday. JP Morgan, Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo are ones I would be looking at before opening on Tuesday. JB Hunt and Pinnacle would be ones I would take a look at after close on Tuesday after 4 p.m. Then Wednesday, we've got Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Progressive Insurance, PNC Bank, big names, guys. Some big names. After close on Wednesday, United Airlines. Let's see, what else do we have on here? I don't really see much more on the after close. There's some other companies there. Synovis that you might be interested in. Thursday morning, TSMC, PepsiCo, GE, Cintas, all big names, guys. US Bank, US Bank Corp, Travelers Insurance, Fifth Third Bank. Oh man, Thursday after close, Netflix, big Netflix. That's a big one. First National Bank. Let's see. And on Friday morning, before market opens, 3M, which was running really good. Truist Bank, Regions Bank, American Express, Charles Schwab, Ally. Yeah, so a lot going on this week in earnings, guys. Just kind of wanted to share that with you because I love playing earnings. I most of the time have the opportunity to make more money out of that than I lose, or I wouldn't say lose, because once you buy into it, you're swinging it or holding it. But I'll be honest, on earnings plays, guys, you have to be so careful because I do not like to own anything for a long term. That's not something I've done all my research, all my homework, and have made the decision to get into a longer term hold. Sometimes you get into an earnings play. For example, I got into GameStop. GameStop was running up, and it actually ran down and then ran up. And I bought some shares of GameStop. I want to say I'm in like 30 shares of GameStop, and then it had a dump. And I'm bag holding GameStop, and I know it's going to be some time to hold on to it. Most of the guys I trade with tell me on GameStop you have to average down. I don't like to average down, right? And I also don't like to sell anything when it's down, because the only time you lose money is when you sell. Okay, you haven't lost anything. If you bought shares and it dropped down, you haven't lost anything unless the company goes completely broke or bankrupt or files something that causes it to drop. You haven't lost any money. So I usually will hold on to a stock, and eventually, depending on what happens with it, you sometimes do have to sell and take the loss. But GameStop I'm holding because I know something will blow up down the road. Some stupid electronic Pokemon card or a new system or something will come out. And GameStop is going through a lot of changes and a lot of transitions with their leadership, and with closing some stores, remodeling other stores, building, better branding. So we'll see what happens with GameStop. But anyway, I love to play earnings. I love to make money in earnings, and you have to be careful though. So I'll leave that as the final warning on that. Not financial advice, just sharing with you what I do, and a lot of this is my opinion. The other thing I wanted to share with you is we got a lot of stuff going on this week in the way of in the news, or what's coming up. So let me share that with you too, and I'm going to throw that back up on the screen also. Yeah, we are on a down in the S&P 500. Look at that, and guys, look at this right here. This doesn't give me the best hope for tomorrow morning to see the market running up, but you never know. They could completely recover that $2-3 per share through the pre-market overnight into pre-market, and we'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so what do we have going on this week ahead in data and earnings? Obviously, at 8:30 on Tuesday morning, we have the CPI, 9:55 Fed Bowman, 12:45 Fed Bar, a 1 o'clock Fed Barklin, and 2:45 Fed Collins. Those are really kind of medium effects to the market, but still, in all, everyone getting up in front of a podium and having something to say tends to cause the market to run one way or the other. 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, we've got PPI, so we'll see how that turns out. And then on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. is the initial and continuing jobless claims. 8:30 we have retail sales report. So just big. 10 o'clock on Friday morning is the consumer sentiment and inflation expectations So guys, all of those could drive the market up and down. Just sharing it with you to see what's happening. And look at that, guys. We just had a nice little gap back up. And there, look, you just saw it drop back down. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this as it plays out. I was hoping for a gap up, but I knew with the news it was definitely going to drop down. And that's where we are. So, guys, I also wanted to reveal and release to you guys that I have finalized the next list of the Average Joe Day Trade best day trade stocks. I'm going to put that up on the list here. Feel free to pause the video here at this point so you can write these down. We're going to go through each one of them very quickly for a couple minutes, but this is the list, and there were a couple that were removed. We've got QUBT stayed on, but QUBTS did drop off, guys. Just not seeing the trending and patterns that I would like to see to call it a best day trade stock. Still a great company, especially since I just released a video a couple days ago on the difference between QUBT and QBTS. Still both incredible companies and a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity there. But as far as day trading, QUBT had it beat. So BBAI at $6.44. Let's just get right into this list here. BBI finished at 644. It's holding at 641 right now. This is not a 24-hour stock, so we'll have to wait to see what happens tomorrow morning when it opens. But it ran kind of parallel, a little bit down, had a rough down day on Friday, obviously. And so I think we'll see what happens with this S&P 500 gap down and drop in the news. It may potentially continue to run down, but we will see what will happen. QUBT is the second one on the list. This is a 24-hour stock, and you can see already it did drop with the S&P 500. So this has gapped down, putting it at $17.40. It was at $17.43 close. After hours, it had jumped up to $17.73, but right now it's sitting at $17.40. And we'll see if this continues to trend down or it goes up. TMC is another one. It's at $6.65 right now. It's not a 24-hour stock, so we'll see. It closed at $6.57 and sitting at $6.65. So we'll see what happens when that opens up tomorrow. Run is one that I really like, and I added it in here, guys. You can even see on Friday it started to recover from $9.98 all the way up here to about $10.22. A nice run, nice opportunity to make money in Run just about every day. You can see how strong it is. When it runs, no pun intended, but a good day trade stock. Take a look at it, do some homework, do some research, and might be one potentially that you guys really like. Oklo, OKLO, higher priced, but I threw it on there because when it runs nicely, you can make some money, okay? Even Friday, it opened up at about, let's see here, about $54.33. Had an opportunity to run it all the way up to $57.64. So guys, $2, $3, $4 swings on Oklo every day, not bad. Good chance to make some money. And depending on where your account's at, you could pick up a good amount of these shares, and $3, $4 per share is better than a stock that you're only making 20 or 30 cents a share, if you do the math. Then we have, SMR, also a little bit up there, $37.48. Not a 24-hour stock. But again, look, it's got nice runs, pretty easy to understand and look at the candlestick patterns. But just about every day, it runs pretty much after a drop up, mid-morning, mid-afternoon. You can see that. So, be safe, know your risk, but another very nice day trade stock. APLD, of course. How could I not include it? APLD is a 24-hour stock, and you can see, look, guys, yuck. It's at 905. Drop with the S&P 500, and it does. It runs parallel to the S&P 500, and it runs parallel to NVIDIA. So it's down. Let's see if it can continue to work its way up. But I'm going to tell you right now, with this being down here, if it runs parallel through the night, through the 24-hour into the pre-market, then there's a chance when it opens, it's going to drop some more, but then a great opportunity to get in and make some money. And if it goes below $9, man, what a discount. What a great stock to trade as a day trade stock. I love APLD, one of my favorite companies. PL, Planet Labs, was added, and you can see that, we're waiting to see what this one does when it opens up tomorrow morning. But it's got some good, it was on a down day Friday, but there's always some periods, some pockets in here where you can make some money. And especially on certain open days, it runs up. You just have to catch it, get in and get out quick. But I added it to the list at $6.14. NVTS, the talk of the town, right? I'm going to be purchasing a position in NVTS tomorrow morning. Not a 24-hour stock, but when it opens up post-market tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a look at it and watch the trend, and chances are get into it. It may not be my day trade. It might be a swing into Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. But listen, at $5.84, where it's at right now, or $5.90 when it closed, great deal. This normally trades anywhere from about $6.10 up to $6.80. So under $6 right now, a great opportunity, but wait to see what happens to it before you jump right in. ASTS is another one that a lot of people are talking about, but a little higher priced, $45.58. Again, look, on Friday, $43.31, all the way up to $47.72. So again, about a $4 or $5 swing. And it will do that every time. You can see here, $42 to about $45 the day before it had a drop, but then you could have gotten in here at a low of about 43.09 and ran it up to about 44.29. You just have to really understand your support and resistance levels and your candlestick patterns, but that's another one. Those are the best day trade stocks. Let's move to what are the best consistent big dollar movers. So we're going to flip over to the high price stocks here. Tesla, obviously, what's been going on with Trump and Elon Musk. We had a dump on Friday, $293.55. I hope some of you guys took advantage of that discount and bought back in. That was Thursday, because Friday it ran all the way back up to $311. And it's sitting right now. I'm sorry, that was Thursday. This is Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And right now, look at this, guys. This is a 24-hour stock. Look what it did. It did totally opposite of the S&P 500. It actually dumped all the way down to 308, and it ran all the way to 316.99. So guys, if you've not played Tesla, then look for the video, and I put that up on the screen here. Look for this one, because you can play TSLL, TSLA, there's a TSLQ. There's a bunch of other Tesla stocks that you can play. Some run up when Tesla runs up. Others run down when Tesla runs up. So there's and when Tesla's running down, the others run up. There's a great opportunity to make some money in Tesla, and they're well priced, much cheaper priced. Okay. Amazon. Actually, let me go back in the list in the order. Sorry. SMCI. So this one is also a 24-hour stock. You see it gap down with the S&P 500, a little pricey. The next one on our list was Tesla, then Palantir. And I've shared with you guys about Palantir. I have talked to you and did a video about Palantir. I'm in Palantir for a long-term hold. Look at this, guys. It dropped down with the S&P 500, and it's already recovering. I love Palantir, guys. It's going to rocket. I'm telling you right now, guys. Consider, look, it even just opened up with a new green candle on the 5-minute. So very nice, very nice. Look what it's doing. Recovering well from the drop. And let's see what else we got here. AMD, expensive, but dropped down hard. It's also recovering, but at $146 again, depending on the type of account you have. NVIDIA, where are you, NVIDIA? It's going to have done the same thing. Now look at that, guys. Oh man, I have a lot of hope for APLD, because look at this. It dropped all the way down to 163 and back up. It's sitting at 164.83, just shy of where it closed. Love NVIDIA, guys. All-time high right now. Not too late, in my opinion. It's not too late if you haven't gotten in yet for the NVIDIA run. Google, $180.19. Closed it aftermarket 180.07. Did drop hard with the S&P 500, 179.37. Trying to make a little bit of a recovery, but it's not quite there yet. Amazon, 225.02, same thing, drop down, bit of a, I've got hope for this, guys, to see these drops and runs back up. We'll see what happens through the night into the morning. I am going to get some sleep tonight. And for some of you guys say, like, Josh, do you ever sleep? Yeah, I've, with all of what's going on with work, home, my kids, my granddaughter, taking care of the home, had an awesome weekend. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I had an awesome weekend. Had a beautiful, relaxing day yesterday with my youngest son and my wife. We spent pretty much the day just chilling at home. Went and washed my truck. Had a couple little running around things to do. And then we went and saw F1 last night with Brad Pitt. Loved the movie, guys. Really good movie. I recommend it. That I can recommend, and that is advice. I liked it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's a good movie. And then today we did church, and then I mowed the lawn. And what else did we do today? Pulled some weeds. My wife and I went and did some errands together, some shopping together. Just had a really beautiful weekend. Thank you, Lord, for the weekend we had. Hope you guys had a great weekend too. Let's get back into this. So we did Amazon. You can see that. And Apple's the last one. And like I've shared with you guys, I'm in Apple. Oh my gosh, it dropped to 209.18 with that drop with the S&P 500. But it kind of, it pushed its way back up. It is on a bit of a down drop. That's okay. 209.82. I'm still in super profit. We'll see what it does tomorrow. And the last list on here, guys, is the Average Joe Day Trader best mid-price stocks. Let's see, mid-priced. Here you go. Ionic is still on the list. Love Ionic. 41.81 it closed with. The aftermarket pushed it to 42.75. It's sitting to 42.48. So with this drop with the S&P 500, it's already recovered. It's already back where it's closed. Not bad. Rocket Labs. I did a whole video on Rocket Labs. I'm getting ready to release probably later tonight. I may pump that one out there, or probably maybe tomorrow, because tonight you'll get this update. I want to make sure you guys get the best day trade stocks to look at for the morning. But look at this. Rocket Labs did not go down. It did drop down hard, 38.80, and then it pumped. Man, look at this, guys. It pumped all the way to 39.65, and it's sitting right now. And look at this abandoned baby right there, 39.33. So we'll see what it does, but really pretty awesome. Let's see the next one. I love. Oh my gosh, the next one I love, guys, and I just love to see this. Guys, I talked about SoFi. Did a video about SoFi. Even had somebody kind of comment and bully me in the comments about SoFi and whatever. Look what it's doing right now. It did have a hard day Friday. So look, it dropped down 21.16 low, closed at 21.20, sat at 21.37 aftermarket. Now it's back open. Look at this, guys, from 21.31 all the way to 21.70. And this is the 5-minute. Look at this. All right. SoFi is going to continue to roll. So I had day traded SoFi a lot. I love SoFi. I talk about it a lot in my videos. Hadn't talked about it in a while. Hadn't even paid much attention to it. The other day I went on, so it was like $18. I'm like, holy smokes, $18. Now it's over 20. Now it's over 21. Just hit another green candle. You see that, guys? Look at that beautiful green candle. It's going to keep pushing up. So let's see what it does tomorrow. And then Intel, I had to add that back into the list. 23.43, sitting right now at 23.29. We'll see what Intel does. Had a pretty good week. So the fact that it played pretty well up, many days, it's breathing a little bit. Let it breathe. Let it breathe, and we'll see what happens. And the last one on the list, guys, is Carnival Corp. Had a hard drop. It is a 24-hour stock. Dropped from, let's see, 28.68 all the way down to 28.60. So not too bad, but we'll see what this does. All right, guys, listen, there's so much opportunity out there. There's other stocks that I'm looking at, with my Discord group, Average Joe Day Trader Discord group. We've been looking at a lot of different things, and the Discord group that I'm a part of, that I've been a part of for a long time, rolling with those guys, a lot of really good things going on. So obviously everybody's talking about Netflix for earnings. We're talking about Newegg, which everyone thinks Newegg is going to run up to $100 per share. Based on what I'm seeing, I think so too, but I'm not recommending you buy it. It's already at almost 50 something dollars. Let me pull that up. Get out of here. Let me pull this up here and show you it's at 49.24, not a 24-hour stock. So we'll kind of see what happens. And it's ugly on the 5 minutes. Go to 15. Nice run up the day before, right? So there's some room here, and everybody says this is potentially a short squeeze. We'll see, guys. TXG is one that the guys are talking about. AMPX is one that I'm personally looking at. If you go to the daily, and let me just show that to you real quick, AMPX, Amprius Tech, They basically deal with batteries for drones and electric, flying vehicles, things like that. And there's several companies that are getting ready to get into the commercial airspace. Joby is one of them. There's another one, Archer. Those are two companies that are looking to get into that space. They're actually working on getting their licenses for commercial space by the end of this year. If they do, there's some great opportunities there. And also here with AMPX, and I'm going to show you this daily just so you can see what I've been looking at. But on the one day, look at this, right? So they actually, if I recall, their IPO was all the way up to $26.01. That's back in September 2022. They had a high point of about $10. $10.45. And then it ran kind of down. It's been bouncing around a little bit, but now it made a new high here at $4. Not a new high, but a new high, back to new high in January of $4, and it ran back down. But right now, guys, it's sitting at, let's see where we are, $6.41. And just based on this trend, it's worth the risk. I'm getting into this one on Monday. Tomorrow morning when it opens, I'm going to buy some shares. And it doesn't have to be big, guys. You can buy, you can buy 10 shares. You could buy 5 shares, right? Just to get in it and see what happens. I tend to run in the hundreds or 500s or thousands. We'll see. It's all about understanding your risk and, what you potentially could let it drop and then have to sit with holding on to. So we'll see, guys. This is one that might be a long-term hold for me. Anyway, a lot of information, a lot of stuff going on. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night and a great morning. I will be up looking to see what happens after that 4 o'clock market opens. I'm not going to wake up at 4 o'clock, but when I do wake up around 5:30, I'm going to double check, see what the S&P 500 is doing, and a lot of the stocks I love to trade in, and I'll be watching for the market open and the bell. And usually on something like this with a lot of negative news, I'm going to let the market open at 9:30. I might make some decisions to buy into some of these smaller stocks, AMPX, NVTS, those regardless before market opens. But APLD, 100%, I'm going to wait and see what the market does. And it may be until 10:30, 11 o'clock before I make a decision to get into an APLD. Sometimes that goes against me and it had already run up and I lose an opportunity. But if it drops back down, there's my opportunity to get back in. So guys, hope you have a good night. Stay safe. Take a look and understand your support and resistance levels, understand the candlesticks. And remember, guys, don't trade with money you need to pay your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, or use to put food on the table for yourself or your family. I hope you guys have a great night. See you tomorrow morning. Josh out. Peace.